It's been a while since we had to pick up any odd jobs to pay the bills.
Well, the Christmas special's right around the corner, and my wallet's a little light after 3 years of us doing this whole thing. So, when the JLI called us to help with their big move-in to the new embassy headquarters, I had to jump on this check.
Well, that makes sense. But they have all the superpowers and abilities. We're just two normal people. They could have at least given us some tech or something to help.
Alright, well, I did slip Guy Gardner's Green Lantern ring off his finger and into my pocket, because he was a real jerk to me.
Okay, awesome. Because I stole the keys to Blue Beetle's flying beetle ship thing. I was just going to leave a note that says who watches the Watchmen to scare them, but maybe it has arms that can help us move boxes.
Alright, let's split up and meet back in like 20-ish minutes to see if we can figure this thing out.
20 minutes later.
Okay, so don't be mad.
I tried to make a Scooby-Doo sized sandwich with the ring, but I accidentally punched off the top 2 floors of the building.
Oh, that's not as bad as mine, actually. There was a big red button on the ship, so I pushed it. Turns out, flamethrowers in a garage of super tech is a no-no.
I also ate the last Oreo.
Martian Manhunter's gonna kill you!
Yeah, we need to go. Now.
Well, at least we're still us.
The Super... Welcome to Gatecrashers, a podcast dedicated to kicking open the door to your next favorite thing. Our mission, our creed, and our code is this: to make all things nerdy more approachable and accessible to everyone. We want you to find a universe that you'll fall in love with. Hi, I'm Dan. My pronouns are he, him.
And I'm Jake. I also use he, him pronouns.
This is technically our 3-year anniversary show, because it's coming out, I think, a day before our 3rd anniversary, so the anniversary of our first episode 3 years ago.
So we're bringing it back to the beginning, baby.
So we're talking about the Justice League.
Back when we were both fully alive.
Listen, I'm still alive.
Okay.
We're talking about the Justice League, but we're not talking about the Justice League you
we're talking
probably
about the good Justice
know.
League.
We're talking about the best Justice League. The Justice League International. So, Jake, how would you describe them?
So imagine if the Justice League was a sitcom with each of its heroes' personalities were magnified to lead to tension. Interesting dynamics, all while trying to make the world you take seriously, as the entire team is sort of oddballs and C-listers.
So basically this team's trying to make the world see them as heroes, but it's like this such a hodgepodge group of heroes that, like, we know now is one of the best teams ever, but, like, could you imagine reading this book as it came out? Like, none of these characters were ones you're like, oh, these should be the Justice Leaguers. But, like, the Justice League of Detroit was kind of that too.
Yeah.
I think this team just has more staying power. Also because that other team's
this is also
dead.
before they got the jackets.
Yes.
Before they became the conglomerate.
Who became the conglomerate?
This team.
Did they?
Yeah, it's when they get the jackets.
Oh. So a little bit of like a brief history on what's going on in the DC universe at this time, and how this book came to be. So the Justice League International, it was originally the Justice League, and 7 issues in it became Justice League International. It takes place after Crisis on Infinite Earths and Legends, where the DC universe has just essentially been reset to 0. The world has way less trust in heroes after Darkseid had G. Gordon Godfrey, as an evangelical preacher, discredit the heroes in Legends and have them turn their backs on the hero community. Legends is actually wicked. I just read it with my book club recently before we started Suicide Squad. But that's another story.
I remember going through it once because it was given out as a reprint for free at some point.
Yeah, it's a weird book. There's like a big magma monster. But so
Everybody loves magma monsters.
The Justice League of Detroit, which was the Justice League before this, had been broken up after a battle with Dr. Ivo. Most of them got killed. But the events in Legends
Vibe checked.
Yeah.
Because that, because Vibe was vibed.
Yeah, he did get capped.
He got checked, did not pass it.
Yep.
Even with his sweet breakdance move.
Yep. He did not check himself before he wrecked himself. So the events of Legends makes Dr. Fate realize that the world does need a Justice League. But with this Justice League, most of the major DC heroes had been siloed to their own books. And at this time, essentially every iconic DC run was starting or going on. We had John Byrne's Superman reboot, George Perez's Wonder Woman was just beginning, and Mike Barone was launching the new Flash. Wally West, the best Flash. Also at this time, New Teen Titans and the Suicide Squad as well. So like the books. So this left the Justice League without a lot of their typical options for their roster.
You also forgot one of the the biggest events in Batman history.
What?
Death in the Family.
Oh, was that at this time too? Oh yeah, it was.
This was the same year. I actually went because I was trying to figure out why Batman was acting that way in certain issues. I was like, towards the end, I'm like, does this have anything to do with Death in the Family? And this happened a couple months before that.
Oh.
So no.
Batman is just the worst here. So this basically left a lot of the A-listers off limits for this team. So Justice League of America writer J.M. Dematteis was paired with the writer and former artist Keith Giffen and their artist Kevin Maguire to relaunch the League in this new DC universe. So because a lot of those people were siloed off and you can't use them, that's why the JLI has such a wild roster compared to the big seven you typically see with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Flash. Who did I forget?
What?
So it's usually the Justice League is usually Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, he's either Martian Manhunter or Hawk Girl or
Hawkman or Shazam.
Yeah, your favorite characters.
Yeah. So
Dan McMahon, big Hawkman fan.
Fucking hate Hawkman so much. We've done this for 3 years and we've managed not to do a Hawkman episode, and we're going to keep going with that. We're never going to cover Hawkman. I don't care. Like the only
don't worry,
way,
everybody, we'll get him.
The only way I would cover it is if we were getting we got paid. If I made a single dollar from doing all this, we would cover Hawkman.
Well, everybody, if you want to hear Hawkman,
just Venmo me. It's at Dan the McMahon. So that's why this team is just kind of just a weird roster comparatively to everything else that's going on. So it does have one notable member, Batman. He's only on the team because editor Denny O'Neil felt bad for them for the book, so he let them have the moneymaker, the Batman, which is very funny because Denny O'Neil was one of the best editors of all time, one of the best writers of all time, and he just kind of felt bad for he was like, all right, you can have Batman. But Jake, what would you say some of the major themes are of Justice League International?
Friendship, patience, humor, politics, betrayal, dysfunctional family dynamics.
Now, who may like this? If you want a Justice League book with interesting characters, lots of heart, and big laughs, this is it. This is a sitcom comic. This book is incredible. It made me laugh the entire time I was reading it, but there's still a lot going on. It's not just funny. There's a lot of big themes going on, and it's very interesting to see them go from the Justice League to Justice League International and kind of have their strings pulled. Yeah. So what did we read, Jake?
We read Justice League International Volume 1 and 2, which are issues Justice League 1 through 6, which becomes Justice League International in issue 7. For Volume 1. Volume 2 includes issues 8 through 13, the Justice League Annual number 1, and Suicide Squad 13. And these are also all available on the DC Universe Infinite app. It's also available in trades and Omnibuy.
Which you can get at your local comic book shop or at Third Eye Comics. And you
Third Eye Comics!
you can go on their website and let them know you're looking for this book. Do you want to do the creative team, Jake?
Okay, so keep Giffen on plot and breakdowns. J.M. Dematteis?
Yeah, I had Tom King confirm that for me.
Okay.
Because I was reading it out loud and I was like, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but is that right?
Yeah. He did the scripts. Kevin Maguire did pencils. Terry Austin and Al Gordon were the inkers. Deangelo and Daniel Vozzo were colorists, and Dan Lappan was the letterer, at least for volume 1. That's what we could find.
So we're gonna break in a second, but I did just want to say to everyone listening, thank you for listening for 3 years. If you've been here since the start, if you're new, even better. Thanks for being here. I'm very grateful to everything that we've done, everything we will do, and everything that we can do. So, thanks.
Thank you.
Just go read these. Just read these comics. Also, I think that's the first time in a long time we've done a creative team, Jake. Think like we did it for the plot episode, but that was just like in the kayfabe of Gatecrashers.
What's Gatecrashers? What?
But like we haven't talked about a comic in a while.
Super Sons reunion. What are you talking about?
This is the Super Sons reunion episode, as if we haven't been doing this since like after the musical. We just stopped doing the show, and it's 2 other completely different people.
Yeah,
We are the originals.
What is that? What we did?
Yeah, we can't be the originals because I died.
What? You died? Who told you that?
But yeah, thanks. Go read these issues. Come back after the jump because we'll be talking everything Justice League International. All right, now that we're about to talk about spoilers, first we need to start with the simple fact of fuck Ronald Reagan. It's so wild to read these books that were going on at this time because I haven't read Burns' Superman, and I know Burns' politics are shady as shit.
Yeah,
but
I just started reading those.
But both this and Suicide Squad take every chance to take pop shots at Ronald Reagan. Good. Fuck that guy. Fuck his wife. I'm glad they're fucking dead.
The worst part about the Booster Gold series is that when Booster gets back, he does save Ronald Reagan.
Woof. But like, they often make fun of how he literally had dementia in the White House. He should not have been in that seat of power. And
wait, he doesn't remember Superman.
Yeah, he doesn't remember anything because he's a fucking
jelly bean loving douchebag.
A jelly bean loving
war criminal
asshole.
War criminal.
Yeah, a war criminal. Yeah. So
again,
basically,
what president's not a war criminal?
It is interesting to see books like this just like constantly calling out Ronald Reagan, like, and just making fun of him. Because like, I know comics have always been political, but like growing up, maybe I didn't read like that. They didn't read. It was like, oh, look, they're making fun of this person. But now I'm like, yeah, stick it to him.
Yeah, but also let's talk about the fact that Guy Gardner did like Ronald Reagan, but also this was after Guy Gardner had a lobotomy.
Let's talk about that first, actually, because I need clarification on that. Because we did the episode
how
with
I put Guy Gardner in the tale of the many head injuries.
So we did an episode with David Gallagher, who wrote Flashpoint, Green Lantern, which is maybe the best time I've ever seen Guy Gardner written. He got a lobotomy from Sinestro, right?
Yeah.
Like Sinestro just is scooping around in his brain.
Yeah, he scooped up his brain with an ice pick.
So it's kind of was he always this aggressive?
No.
He's just aggressive.
No,
in this book.
before he became a Green Lantern, he was a special ed gym teacher.
Gym teacher. Yeah. Well, I genuinely like Guy Gardner because I think it's all a show, but it's also from these times that he keeps getting hit in the fucking head.
Yeah, I like the concept of Guy Gardner starting out as a special ed teacher.
Yeah.
Then I think currently, I don't think they've changed it since New 52, where he became a cop.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the idea that he was like a teacher and was like
there's a special where he actually goes back to it. What was it? Because it also had a Robin story. It was a little anthology.
Was it a recent one?
No, this is the early 2000s, late 90s.
But yeah, I really like Guy Gardner, but in this book, for the first couple of issues, he just straight up he's like an asshole. He's a misogynist. He likes Ronald Reagan. And you're like, oh, God, you suck. And then Batman punches him so hard in the head that he becomes nice. Too nice. I think Captain Boomerang calls him Mr. Rogers. Detention Comics? Oh, is that the it has Young Justice stuff in it too?
Yeah.
Yeah. The cover is like Superboy, Robin, and
Guy Gardner as the warrior coming out of the bus.
Yeah, I really do think I need to go back and like I really like Guy Gardner, but mostly by the idea of Guy Gardner. I think I need to go back and read the Warrior stuff.
The first Warrior stuff where he's got the yellow ring, and then the Warrior stuff where he's like a transformable alien.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna read. I want to read an entire character's history, and I want to do it with Spider-Man, but I feel like it's way too much, and my brain is not that. My brain is a bucket full of holes, and I cannot retain that much information.
Yeah, that would be too much. Especially because you got to go like through a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, and I have 9 million other projects.
And then you get to the point where it's Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, all those.
It's Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many series. But back to Guy Gardner. Batman hits him so hard in the head that he's just nice. Like,
and then no one worries about it.
Yeah,
but no, that's not the first injury. That's not the injury that changes his personality.
Which one changes his personality?
When he goes to grab the ring from underneath the desk, he like bumps his head, and or he gets bit by a mouse, and then he gets knocks himself out.
Wow. That's why I think, and then later he gets his old personality back, or like maybe a more even keeled one eventually. So we didn't read far enough to meet. We met them. We met Fire and Ice, but we didn't get to like see them on the team.
Yeah, Green Flame and Ice Maiden at that point.
Yeah, and he dates Ice, right?
Yeah, at some point.
Yeah. And then Superman joins the team, and he's like all jealous of him. I am actually going to continue. So I've never.
Oh, I'm absolutely going to continue because there's an issue. There's a James Bond style issue where it's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
looks awesome.
It's a really good. So I've been reading Suicide Squad, which may be one of my it may be my new favorite DC comic. And like coming to this is like
That's
this is
because you haven't finished reading The Question.
I like The Question, but like I don't think it's a thing. Like it's not something I'm super into. Which I like it. I just need to go read the rest of it. It's not long, so it's like I could just go finish it.
Yeah, but it was good enough to warrant quarterlies and annuals and all that jazz.
Yeah, The Question's a really cool character. But Guy Gardner, he's like not a Green Lantern. He's not like the Green Lantern. Like Hal Jordan is still top dog, but like we get this second rate Guy Gardner who in what is it, Heroes in Crisis? He's like, I was the same distance away from the ring. Why didn't it choose me? And like, that's some heavy stuff because he's like, what was wrong with me? So I don't know. I like Guy Gardner in this book, but he really does suck at the beginning. I'm glad. I don't know if I'm glad he gets a head injury, but I want him to be more even keeled. So
Black Canary is glad he gets a head injury.
Yes, yes. Because he is very misogynistic to her as well.
Yeah, that's played up a lot. Then again, just her being the only female on the team at that point is
Well,
played.
yeah, they
up
were
a lot.
writing her as a really feminist character. That was like their goal.
Yeah,
Everyone here is like their personalities are like cranked to 11 the whole time. It's not like anything is subtle. Because it's like the only way I can describe this book is a sitcom. It's like they're making these puns and like they're joking and things like that, but like
which was not intentional.
yeah, it's so funny that it's not intentional because like that is how it comes off. And I think that's why it does so well for me because like I'm a huge sitcom person.
Yeah,
Like I rewatch Malcolm in the Middle every year type person. So this I really like this book. All right, so pipe down, Scott. We're eulogizing you.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
Beetle says. Beetle is probably one of the best characters in the first few issues.
Beetle is hilarious in this book. I don't even think we wrote down Blue Beetle on our notes. So Blue Beetle is like very funny because Batman treats him like the guy at the desk, and Blue Beetle's like, "Oh, whatever, asshole." And he makes like jokes to Batman, and Batman often shuts them down. But one time, he makes a Star Trek joke, and Batman says something about drive faster. He like makes a joke about Scotty, and Blue Beetle's like, "Oh my god, did you make a joke?"
No, he calls him Sulu.
Yeah, Sulu, that was it. Sorry, I don't know the original. I just know a couple of those characters. That's not Deep Space Nine, the best Star Trek.
I've seen a lot of Star Trek. That's my joke. That's it.
Yeah,
That's all
I know.
That's all I got.
That's all you got.
That's all I got.
Let's talk about the Justice League International as an idea because Maxwell Lord is kind of the one orchestrating this. So the Justice League before was the Justice League of America. In this, they dropped the America part, and they're just the Justice League. But Maxwell Lord's like,
No,
wow.
they don't just drop it. They don't drop the America part. They push it even further into being sanctioned.
Well, yeah, that's why they're like, it's not America, it's the world. Like,
Well,
Maxwell
they
Lord
don't
is
do
like,
it. Maxwell.
yeah, that's
Maxwell
what I'm saying.
Lord does it.
Maxwell Lord is orchestrating this whole thing. Like,
As
he's
I wrote
planning.
it, the many machinations of a man named Max.
Yeah, so he's the one kind of orchestrating this rise into them being sanctioned by the UN, giving them embassies around the world, like giving them real legitimacy by setting things up. Like there's at one point there is a space rock, like a space laser, and they go to stop it, and I think it's Scott Free who's like, "Hey, this thing isn't hurting us. It's doing everything to save us, actually." So he's just like, he's lining up all of these different pins for the Justice League to knock down to only further his agenda. And we learn later that it's Metron's like computer, who was like a scout for like information, that made Max this way.
I don't think that it was confusing. I don't think that's necessarily what it was. I think no, because the scout calls a Metatron. And
he's evil though. Max is straight up evil. Like as a character, he's a bad dude.
He's manipulative. Yeah, I hesitate to call him evil at this point. Definitely. What's the term? Definitely unethical. There's a term I'm thinking of. Is it pragmatic that I'm thinking of? I don't know.
Maybe. I think Maxwell Lord is evil. Like I don't think
I have
he
to
has
keep reading because from what I've read before, his intentions at this point were good.
Right, but we know what he does. Like we know.
Oh
this
yeah, no, he
character's
definitely becomes
evil.
a villain.
Yeah,
But I wouldn't call him a villain at this point.
Was he a thing before this book?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because he was met like I think it's in Suicide Squad. It mentions there was he's had run-ins with Amanda Waller knows shit about him before this. But did he start as a Wonder Woman villain?
Hold on, let me look. Nope, can't do that.
No, he
No. I was saying I can't do what I was just about to do.
No, his first appearance is in this book. Like
Justice
this is where
League.
he started. Huh.
Yeah.
That's wild. And then he like takes over Checkmate, and he's a bad dude. And maybe not at this point.
He's rich.
Yeah, he's a rich white guy, so like he is evil. How long does the JLI stay as a team? For quite a while.
I don't think it actually stays the JLI for all that long.
Well, yeah, they stay as a team.
They go to all the way to
Infinite
through the 90s.
Because they are
because
involved
they
in
do
the Infinite Crisis.
Yeah, then they become for a short time just the Extreme. As everything in the 90s did. Extreme!
Wait, oh yeah, they were. Is that the one they based the fighting game off of? Or is that a different team?
I have no idea.
That's Task Force. Justice League Task Force is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it looks like it only stays the International until issue 25.
But yeah, it's interesting that they have, like, they're moving into embassies, like they're putting themselves around the world, which could be a good concept if they weren't being puppeteered by a evil force behind them. Also, this team is just international incidents waiting to happen, just in general, as a team. As individuals, they're all a mess. And I think it's what makes them really interesting. But
oh yeah, no, this team more doesn't stay as the main Justice League because we get the
Morrison.
Yeah, we got the Morrison one, but it does. We do see the shift, and then it becomes, I think, the team formerly known as Justice League or the Super Buddies, and
that's incredible.
I think Giffen comes back for those because I think after this he goes on. I don't know about JM, but I know Giffen goes on to do more Legion stuff around this point, this time.
I have no idea anything about the Legion. I
I know is he was the artist for a while, and then he later becomes the writer and makes it a weird team, which is interesting. Like they wear like these they wear like coveralls at some point.
The whole team does?
It becomes more like Legion looking than Legion of Superheroes.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't know too much about it. I just know he changes it drastically and like there's a time skip.
Good.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Maxwell Lord, evil dude.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Maxwell Lord.
Wonder Woman does fix that eventually though. So she really straightens him out.
Well, not for long.
Yeah, he does come back.
He gets that white ring.
When does he I don't know if he has these powers yet, but at some point he gets superpowers and he controls people's minds, but his nose bleeds.
I think at this point he already had them.
Oh. Yeah.
But I don't think they ever explicitly say it. Because I don't think he'd get away with any of the things he does if he didn't have that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's slimy. He's just a slimy dude. And there is specific scenes with Max that I want to talk about, but I'll save it for when we talk about the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I did want to talk about the Silver Sorceress, Wandjina, and Blue Jay, because like at their core, they're seen like in the books, they're seen as villains because they're going around destroying stuff. But in reality, they're going around destroying super weapons like nukes and things like that. They're doing the right thing. Like they're good.
Because their planet was destroyed by nukes.
Yeah, like they're going around destroying these nukes because they don't want people to end up like their world.
Not much can save Blue Jay at this point, though.
Yeah, it's just like it's kind of it's just like sad. Like they're like treated like villains, but like I think it's an interesting concept that it's like, no, these are the bad guys because they're being controlled by somebody, but they are doing the right thing, and it's like a complex idea.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on that?
No, my whole mind just goes to that one page of Heroes in Crisis Blue Jay.
Yeah.
Just because of that association, like I definitely have a lot more thoughts and feelings about characters going after nukes and things like that. But I don't I don't necessarily know. I think that would have had more lasting impact on my brain, that whole storyline, if at least one of them joined the team.
Yeah, they kind of just fade away.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like just a throwaway story, which kind of sucks. Granted, it's a good story. It's just, it sucks that it was a throwaway story.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Like, what if they like someone? Because I wrote Red Rockets with the Rocket Red. The Rocket Red was Alexei joins them. Is that his name?
No, Dimitri.
Alexei's the one who makes the God
keep
comments.
thinking.
He's the one who keeps making the God comments.
Yes, but I keep thinking that because I'm also thinking of Red Guardian.
Oh, I think of Rhino.
That makes sense. But then again, I'm thinking of Red. But yeah, no. So for that, yeah, no, it's not. The first one that joins is Vladimir, and that's that who becomes the Manhunter.
Yeah, what a terrible tie-in.
Well, yeah. Granted, this isn't the worst era of tie-ins. I tried to read the original Superboy run for from the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it gets interrupted every week. Every issue.
Events kind of like sometimes events are cool. I really do think so. But
it's good that people can opt out of events.
Yeah, I wish they had opted because this breaks the flow for me. Like it's like what the hell? And you then have to go read, and I don't want to read Millennium. I'll be honest with you, I just do not care. I don't care about the Manhunters.
I read the first issue, and then I got to the second issue. I'm like, oh, it jumped through time. Nope, just gonna skim.
I care a little bit less about the Green Lanterns than I do the Manhunters. But let's talk about the Rocket Red bits for a second, because when they show up, there's always one who says something like God or things like that, and the other ones are like, hey, no, you can't do that. We're what is the USSR? Yeah. We're all atheists. And he goes, oh, yeah. Great Stalin's ghost or whatever. I think that is a very funny bit to me.
It's good. It's good.
Because like he's just saying common things. Like, whoa, we don't believe in God.
Or is it great? No, was it Great Stalin's ghost or Great Lenin's ghost?
Stalin. Lenin's the second one, right?
Yeah. I think I didn't see the first one.
Well, no. I mean, who was the first dictator of the USSR? It was Lenin, or was it Stalin?
Lenin.
Yeah, so it's Lenin's ghost.
Granted, Stalin was the first real dictator, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, listen, I don't think we need to get into the history of the USSR.
Okay, so everything that Russia does, like you're trying to invade Turkey, that's because they want a warm water port. No, we're not going into that.
The Super Sons reunion, explaining communism.
Oh no, this goes beyond communism.
Oh yeah, yes.
Them wanting a warm water port is a lot bigger of a thing.
Yeah. All right. Moving on. So let's talk. All right, Batman. And my note is, in the immortal words of Dick Grayson, "Fuck Batman." Batman in this book is such an asshole.
A dick.
He's like so mean to everyone. He undercuts everyone. He has this big pompous attitude, like I'm the leader. I'm the only legit hero here. He's such an asshole to everyone, and everyone's just like,
other than Manhunter, until the end of him being there.
Yeah. So basically, everyone just kind of lets him get away with it, except Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner's like, no, I'm the team leader. When Guy's being an asshole too, but like,
no, because Guy kind of backs down to Batman until he wants to fight him.
Yeah, but like. This is kind of Batman's personality. Like, Batman on a team doesn't work. He's an asshole. Like, he has to have everything his way or it's no way. And it's just like, all right, Batman. Like, dude, shut up.
Like, it works with the Bat family because they're all under him.
Yeah. And, like, they've all been trained and they kind of think like him. And they get it.
Yeah.
Like, Canary mentions at one point, like, I've been working with him for years. Oberon's scene with him where he's like, yeah, you need a good psychologist. And Batman's like, what was that? And Herbron's like, oh, I said my feet really hurt. I need to go see a podiatrist. It is such a funny bit. Them making fun of Batman in like little ways is awesome. But yeah, Batman is just a gigantic asshole in Justice League International.
Yeah.
And then he quits like a little fucking nerd. I'm quitting. You guys weren't nice to me. You didn't do what I wanted. And you thought that I had ulterior motives because I'm Batman. You do, you fucking punk. You always have an ulterior motive. You always have some backup plan. Batman's...
No, Dan, the ulterior motive is always justice.
Yeah, listen. I understand why the Dark Multiverse is all just Batman. Because... I understand everyone kind of loves like the evil Superman trope. Batman's just kind of evil. Like one step to the left or one step to the right, Batman's evil.
Pat the Hell is paid with good intentions.
Yeah. Batman by any other name is just a bad dude.
Yeah. Batman.
Let's talk about the moving day. When they go and they move into their new offices in France, Russia, and what was the other one?
New York.
What did you think of this issue? Because I have a lot of thoughts.
Poor Canary. She had to fill out all that paperwork by herself. Well, Booster and Beetle were in Paris at a cafe trying to hit on women, only for the woman that Booster pisses off to be their their ambassador.
It's so good.
That was a good one. This is also the first time we see Captain Atom on the team. Him and Scott trying to do security stuff. It doesn't end well. And Scott lands the new plane on the roof.
I love that he shoots a laser through all of Scott's security systems. Like, that was his reaction to messing up.
Being shocked.
Yeah. God. And then, so, also...
Why would he be shocked hurt him? Can you just absorb it?
Yeah. Captain Atom and Rocket Red were added to the team by the UN.
Yeah.
They chose to put them on there.
Yeah, it's... Granted, I'm surprised we only got those two at the jump of the International.
Yeah, and they're not really like big players in the issues we've read. I think
Dimitri. I think when Dimitri comes on after Millennium, he's pretty important.
I really like him though, because he's like making like he's trying to use American like
friends.
He's trying to use American like slang and like stuff from TV shows. He does a Rocky and Bullwinkle line. Like, he's really trying his best to like fit in. But still, they like go to the USSR and he's like, hey, like you're a guest here, Batman. You should kind of be respectful. Like, he's done everything that he can to fit into their like our world, and like Batman puts in little to no effort to like be nice when they go to his country, and it's like just super disrespectful.
Yeah.
Batman
Dimitri's just trying to make it easy on himself to be like, it's like, yeah, I just want a positive work environment.
Yeah, he legitimately is there to like do his, like, he's there as a person who's like, hey, I'm like doing my best. Like, I want to be on this team. Like, I don't want you guys to hate me. But then Batman's like, I'm so angry all the time. Everybody's so mean to me. My parents are dead.
You sound like Guy Gardner. You look like Guy Gardner, but you can't be Guy Gardner. Oh, we should also mention that Guy Gardner at before this series launched, almost caused an international incident with the USSR, which resulted in Kilowog making the Rocket Red suits.
Yeah. They have mecha empathy, so he can like just kind of be a part of any machine, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to like Rocket Red because I've only seen those characters as like, they always show up in like crises when people go near Russia. Yeah, it's stuff like that. But like,
I didn't know who the People's Heroes were. I did know who Red Star is, but Red Star was in, Teen Titans.
Yes. But so Moving Day, the scene that sticks out to me the most is there's these, the movers are like, yeah, this is a case of Oreos. And Martian Manhunter's like, Martians do eat, In fact, we had a Burger King and McDonald's long before you had them on Earth. And they're like, is he joking? And he goes, joking. Martians don't joke. He's fucking with these guys. It's awesome. Because then he takes the full it's not just like a box of Oreos. It's a literal case. It is a big wooden box. I don't know how to describe. He's a crate of Oreos. And he lifts it up and they're like, oh, thanks for helping. And he starts carrying it up the stairs. And he goes through the staircase because he's carrying this giant box of Oreos. It is so funny. Who did he say introduced him to Oreos?
Oh,
Captain Marvel. Which is awesome.
Also, if you don't know about the whole Captain Marvel trademark thing, Captain Marvel in this case is Shazam.
Oh, yeah. Go listen to our Captain Marvel Shazam episode from season 1.
Which is, topical.
Yeah. Honestly, Captain Marvel, this is pretty good too. Like, I really like how they wrote him. Like, he's a kid still, and he's like, oh, I don't really know if I should be on this team. Like, there's a lot going on.
I'm surprised that they kept they're treating him as new and making him 15 years old instead of 10 years old.
Yeah, well, at this point, he hosts a, I don't know if it's a radio show or a TV show.
It's a radio show.
It is a radio show?
I think so. Should be.
Yeah, like a child is hosting this show. He's not doing it as Captain Marvel. He's doing it as Billy Batson, which is so funny to me. That it's just his 15-year-old with like a radio show. But Are you
telling me that modern Billy Batson should probably be doing a podcast?
Yes. But he's in hell now.
Oh, that's right. He is in hell.
Yeah, he's in hell. And we're getting a Mary Marvel series with Doc Shaner, which is the best.
That's gonna slap so much.
I should try to get Doc. But yeah, I really love Martian Manhunter in these issues because he's like just trying to, he's just trying to figure things out. Like I'm thinking about Martian Manhunter a lot recently. Like, is he human or is he alien? Like, Superman came to Earth as a child.
Human or is he Dancer?
Yeah, but like Superman was on Earth as a child, was raised as a human. Martian Manhunter came as an adult and
was integrated through television.
Yeah, so he was integrated through television, but that's like a mask. That's not like him actually being the thing. So I think it's just really interesting.
Yeah.
But this Moving Day is just an issue full of these people just like messing up. Like they're like destroying things. They're like falling through roofs. They're just
picking up bugs.
They're just kind of. Oh yeah, Batman gets a bug out of the Russian one.
Oh, not just a bug, many bugs.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's a handful. And he's like, guy, I need you to scan this place after we're done.
And God, poor guy is just like so nice at this point too. It's just funny. But yeah, I really like Martian Manhunter in this.
Mm. Yeah, I think Manhunter's great. I just, other than Batman, I don't necessarily say I don't like any of the characters.
Yeah, I think they all kind of play their parts. I don't hate Batman. I think he does play a part very well. He's the bad guy of the team. Like he's the one
boss.
You want to leave. Yeah, he is. And he makes sure you knows it. But then Martian Manhunter
becomes the leader, and then Batman still acts like the boss, even though he knows he's not the boss.
So he becomes leader in when it becomes Justice League International, right? Like it's at the end of the issue where they're like, Batman's like, I can't be in the spotlight because I'm too popular. I can't do this. But then he's like, oh, Martian Manhunter, you've been in the Justice League long enough. You could be the leader.
Who was the leader of Detroit? Was it Aquaman? Or was it Manhunter?
I think it was... hold on, let me find out. But yeah, I like Martian Manhunter a lot, and I don't think he gets enough screen time in this. Like, until he confronts Batman and is like, hey, I'm the leader. You need to listen to my leadership.
I think they did some smart things when they realized what characters should be there and what characters shouldn't.
Yeah. They're good dynamics.
Yeah, they get rid of Captain Marvel after they realize their guy gets his head injury, and they're like, we've kind of been writing Billy as he doesn't know if he really should be there, but after Guy is, not Guy at that point, there's no real banter for him. Because he doesn't really interact with anyone but Guy and
Scott.
He does interact with Scott a little bit, but mainly.
Yeah, it is. It is cool to see someone leave a book, though. It's interesting to see someone leave a team
on their own terms, and not I don't know if he was getting a new series at that point. I don't think he could have had a new series at that point because of trademark disputes.
Yeah, I don't know, but I really like the fact that he's like, no, I'm gonna leave. Does someone else leave too? Dr. Light decides not to join the team.
Dr. Fate leaves.
Yes, Dr. Fate leaves.
Dr. Light comes back, but Batman leaves.
Good.
Yeah. Who else? And they replace them with, Ice and Fire.
We legitimately see a team forming, and the parts that don't work are being moved out, which is a very interesting story dynamic because it's building a better team dynamic. They're slowly learning who they are. Is this the first time Booster Gold and Blue Beetle meet?
Yeah.
This is where their friendship starts.
Yes.
So it's interesting to see
Birth
that
of
forming.
a bromance. Booster and Beetle take Paris poorly. That's actually the first instance that we see the Booster Beetle laugh.
Yeah. So the bwahaha happens because once Booster Gold gets turned down, when that woman shows up, when he gets smacked and that woman shows up to the base, Blue Beetle is dogging on him. He's just making fun of him for what happened, and then he just cannot stop laughing thinking about it. And then she shows up, and Booster is in the other room because he saw her first, and then he hears Blue Beetle laughing from the other room.
And Canary does not know why.
Yeah, it is. They're so funny. They're very good together. They're very good dynamic wise.
They're gonna steal them cookies at some point.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how they grow.
A lot. Because they stay on until those two. I think those two specifically stay on for a long time. I think Booster stays on the entire time because Jurgens takes over. Beetle might drop off for a little bit because he does at a certain point become not a hero and just goes back to civilian life. And then we get the whole chubby Beetle thing where he doesn't fit into his costume, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't kind of suck. It just as a premise sucks.
Yeah, no, it's shitty. Some books have outgrown that as a joke, but some haven't. The Marvel Universe. But nothing pissed me off more than the fat Thor shit. It was just oh yeah, he's shitty because he's fat. Ha 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 ha.
But then again, from Norse mythology, Thor should be fat.
Yeah. Did you see the Thor in Wonder Woman?
He should always have a beer gut. Huh?
Have you seen the Thor in Wonder Woman?
Oh, he big.
Yeah.
And redheaded.
Yeah. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I much prefer that. Where look did we just see? Oh, God of War.
Yeah.
His God of War look is sick.
He doesn't have anything on his stomach, does he? He just has his stomach right out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's just that the idea of you're not worthy of being a hero if you're fat or things like that. It's just it's a shitty trope that has been played for so long, and it's all right, we're smarter than that now. you don't have to do that. Yeah, I think he has some tattoos on the side. I'm looking at him right now. He's got some tattoos on the side of his belly, but dude just has shoulder pads, and it's honestly, it's what you'd typically see a video game put a female in. Like how they used to do that. Like all the armor was like barely covered anything, but this Thor's got it. Like, it's awesome. His hammer looks sick too. Like, I'm very excited for that game, but like when I was excited, but then I saw Thor and I was like, oh yeah, good for fucking them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but,
we'll probably get that. We'll probably get the hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be so cool. Swinging that thing as Kratos.
The creeper.
The Manhunters, they're stupid. You wrote a note here though.
Oh, so side note, in the world of Smallville, turns out that Martha Kent was originally married to a Manhunter. What a world.
Yeah. So the Creeper. So Jack Ryder is a big part of this story because he's like the newscaster who's talking shit about the Justice League and is like continuously pops up. But at one point they go to verse the Gray Man. And the Gray Man is just this sad sack who tried to find the Lords of Order. And they were like, no, you can't see us. And they put him on an island and took all of his emotions. So now he only sees gray. He's an interesting character because like Dr. Fate, he's fighting Dr. Fate and Dr. Fate's like, oh, no, I was just trying to help you. Like I could have killed you at any point.
No, their whole premise was they were helping him.
Yeah. And Dr. Fate, that was the whole thing. Like Dr. Fate's like, I could have stopped you at any point. And then he brings him to the Lords of Order and they're like, oh, no. We gave you a gift and this is how you treated it. But basically he took over an entire town and just kind of sucked the dream energy is what I think it was out of them.
Yeah, something like that.
But Jack Ryder goes to investigate. And when we get there, he's the Creeper. Jake, do you want to talk about the Creeper a little bit?
Ooh, that green head.
Red
boa wearing, yellow skin, like vibrant, like fluorescent yellow skin man with his little green and what other color were the other stripes on his little Speedo?
Red? I know it was red. His Speedo is red and he's got green stripes.
He's got green booties and what? Green gloves?
Yeah. No, he's got red gloves.
Oh, right,
and green hair. He's a wild looking character, but he's written very, very funny here. And sometimes I don't know, it's kind of hard to make, sometimes people write the Creeper terribly, but at one point he jumps, sorry, I'm scrolling through the screenshots I've taken. At one point, Canary gets thrown into the air with Booster Gold, and Booster Gold goes, Canary, I'm not really up on everyone's powers. You can fly, can't you? And she's like, no. And he goes, no? She screams no. And he's like, oh. But then Scott catches her and he says, don't worry, I've got you. And she says, but I don't want to be got. I hate being saved. And Scott says, well, what if I promise to let you save me next time? She says, swear. And he says, swear. Then, okay, it's nice this one. It's okay this once. I love things like that because it's like, I love Scott. Also, there's a scene with Scott where he calls his wife Big Barda, and Big Barda's like, I will kill Batman because he's making him do monitor duty when she wanted to go on a date. And she's like, I will kill him. I'm like, yeah, you will. But what was I was looking for the Creeper. Sorry, I got distracted by all these. Honestly, I loved this book so much. And I'm very excited to go back to DC stuff because that's where we started. And this was such a good choice. So he jumps on the Gray Man's back and he goes, honey, I'm home. Boy, did I have a tough one at the office. Are Wally and the Beaver up in their room? And Gray Man's like, get off of me. And Creeper says, don't tell me you've got a headache again. And it's like, Jesus. He's so funny. Like some of these lines are written very well. I don't think I've
ever seen the difference between him and Jack so stark.
Yes. And it's done. And he's written very, very well here.
Yeah.
And I think he's such an interesting. Well, all right, hold on. Jack is a great concept, but there was a really good I Am the Creeper Vertigo series about the Creeper, and it's a woman in France. Great series. But
I haven't read that one. I've read the one where he was the origin story was he was Jokerfied, which is better than the New 52 one where they tried to make it. Oh God,
Remember when they had Red Beast Boy?
New 52 one was bad.
Yeah, well, yeah, in general.
Well, yeah, but then again, they just took an American character and made it really Japanese.
Yeah, not great.
No. Red Beast Boy when he was a member of the Red.
Yeah, the editor-in-chief of Marvel may have enjoyed that one, though. But... Fuck that guy. That might hurt. Whatever. So, what was I going to say?
Yeah, I was going to drop it.
No, that's not something that should be dropped. Like, that's really shitty that he did that. And he's never been held accountable for it.
Yeah, no. He wants us to all forget about it, but we're not going to forget.
No, we won't forget. So, it's just funny to see the Creeper, like, he's, like, essentially flirting with Batman, which is very funny.
The Creeper's going to flirt with everyone.
Yeah, it's such a good bit. But after they beat the Gray Man, and basically he wants to die, and the Lords of Order kill him. What was I going to say? They're standing on the stage afterwards, and Batman, like, Dr. Fate's like, yeah, I handled it. And Batman's like, care to elaborate on that? And Dr. Fate just says, no. And it's just a panel of everyone standing around, and Batman's, like, his hands on his hips, like, you're going to tell me what happened. Can you elaborate on that? And Dr. Fate's like, no. And then he leaves.
Yeah.
It's like, good for him.
Batman in this kind of reminds me of the supervisor in Office Space, the manager.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that guy's not like an asshole like Batman is, though.
No, yeah. Well, he's an asshole in that, but Batman I think Batman understands he's an asshole, but he's just going to keep going.
Yeah.
Because there's times where Batman does apologize.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So, Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I do want to talk about the Suicide Squad. There's a Suicide Squad crossover where basically Ric Flair goes unsanctioned into Russia to save Nemesis.
Said Ric Flair. I couldn't let you drop that.
Yeah, sorry, Rick Flag. Sorry, I still got wrestling on my mind because Hangman Adam Page is now the new world champion. You don't care about that, but that was last night as we're recording this, and that's a huge deal.
Wrestling.
Yeah, Rick Flag basically goes unsanctioned by Amanda Waller to save Nemesis. And then Amanda Waller is like, how am I going to handle this? And then she gets the Justice League sent there. She goes to Ronald Reagan and is like, hey, you should just send the Justice League International there to handle it, right? So they do, and they go there.
He also doesn't know what the Justice League JLI stands for. And he plays it off.
Oh, yeah, that's a joke. That's a joke. He does it like 3 times.
Yeah, he's like, she said, send the JLI in. He goes, the JLI, is that a Jewish organization?
Yeah, he sucks. I don't think it sucks.
He also doesn't know who Superman is.
Yeah. But there's 2 great scenes from the Suicide Squad crossover that I do want to talk about, because we can't talk about Suicide Squad issue 10, which is probably one of my favorite DC moments of all time. But we can talk about the fight between Batman and Rick Flag, and we can talk about Amanda Waller and Maxwell Lord. Because she shows up to Maxwell Lord's hospital room, and he's just being an asshole as usual, saying, oh, maybe I should just have my team expose your team. And she grabs his ankle, which is like messed up because he's been in the hospital after the Metron stuff. And she like twists his ankle. She's like torturing this man in his hospital room. Amanda Waller, I don't want to talk about it a ton because I will go on forever. But Amanda Waller is one of the greatest characters of all time. And seeing her go up against people is one of my favorite things. But it is nice to see Rick Flag and Batman fight. Because Rick was trying to do this amicably. He was like, listen, this is what we're doing. We don't want any problems. We're not trying to hurt anybody. This is all going on while the rest of the Justice League International and the Suicide Squad are just duking it out, which is also so funny. Because after they're all done, they're like, oh, wait, we don't need to fight. Why are we, like, what's going, like, hold on, let's take a pause for a second. They're like, oh, wait, where's Batman and Rick? And I think it's Scott goes, oh, I saw them, like, rolling around over there. And they're just kicking the absolute shit out of each other. I also want to
point out that Deadshot's the first person to confront Batman, and then Deadshot just kind of walks up. He's like, whatever. He walks away from him because Batman's like, if you could have killed me, you would have done it. Was that issue 10? Because the problem with issue 13 of Justice League was that it tells you go to issue 10 of Suicide Squad at the end, not 13.
Oh, does it?
Yes. So I read both of them.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I want to save all my thoughts on issue 10 until I can actually talk about it in length on a Suicide Squad episode.
That's fair. Because
it is one of my favorite issues.
That is a good issue.
Yeah. God. As like
but
reading this only makes that stronger.
There's one recolored part in the where Batman's fighting Flag.
He looks naked.
Yeah, he looks naked.
I'm glad you picked up on that because I didn't know if I was
but also
maybe that was just me.
There's the moment where Booster's recolored and he gets a boob window.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked all the positive about this book, but let's talk about what we both have talked about offline about the coloring, the recolorings of all this stuff.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah.
Not great at all.
It's clear that they took scans of the first volume of this from JLI and took scans from one of the more modern trades. Probably the trade that I have right next to me. And then put it in. But yeah, these are real bad.
A lot of the recolors.
It's even worse in the Booster Gold series.
Oh, it's terrible in some of the Suicide Squad stuff too. The recoloring, I know it was probably fast and cheap, but it sucks. And it sucks because these are such good books and I don't know. I've seen a lot of threads recently.
Especially because they could have just gotten. They could have been like, "Hey, talk to any of the colorists that were still working. Like, you want to recolor this for digitally and so you can keep you paid again."
Yeah.
No, they just paid someone on the cheap.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it sucks, but
also it ruined doing that. And if you didn't know that these were recolored, you're gonna blame the original colorist.
Yeah, and you're gonna think it looks like you're gonna think that original colorist sucked, but he did. They didn't suck. It just the pages.
Granted, these are always fixed for trades. Because I have the new trades of the Booster Gold series, and they look great.
Yeah, maybe it's just the digital stuff they don't update. Mm-hmm. Because I have the trades of Suicide Squad, and I don't see that issue as well.
Well, I also think it probably has something to do with the way colors work digitally versus print, because you have the YMCK stuff, and you have the red, blue, green.
Yeah.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it. We'll have to have the
colorist.
Yeah. Granted, I can only talk about that slightly from a printing perspective.
Yeah, I don't have that.
You can ask Dad. He'll tell you.
Yeah. So, that's all I really got to say about the Justice League International. I'm really excited to read more of it.
More JLI.
We
forgot the 9-panel grids.
What about them?
They're here. This is where you got it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's so many 9-panel grids in this.
That's where who got it?
King. It's clearly what's prior to that.
Oh, yeah.
He loves this book.
He loves this book. It's so clear that he loves this book.
Yeah, there's 9-panel grids all over the place. I don't know if he did that consciously. It's possible.
Did you read Human Target yet?
No, I'm planning on getting to Third Eye after this if I can find an Uber.
Yeah, it's real good.
Yeah. But then again, I might wait for the trade because I normally read Tom King's stuff after it's done.
Yeah, there's usually a lot of complex stuff going on that's easier to read in the trade, but I think this issue was pretty good. It's not a super it's not complex as the other ones from my. Yeah.
From the premise, I feel like it fits his writing really well.
Yeah, I'm super excited for the rest of it. Especially some of the stuff he said. I'm very excited to see issues about the Blue Beetle and Booster Gold and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's all that I got. So you can find us at gatecrashers.fan. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok at gatecrasherspod. You can also find us at twitch.com/thegatecrashers. We're starting to do some Twitch streaming. Gabrielle from our team, the gaming editor, wanted to get into us doing some video game streaming, which is cool. By the time this has come out, I have already streamed Spider-Man on Monday night. And then the day this comes out, Luke will be playing some indie games on Wednesday. So yeah, we'll be doing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, maybe Fridays, with Ethan, Jake, and I playing Halo. Jake doesn't know that yet.
I'm playing Halo?
Yeah, with Master Chief. All right, but that's all that we got.
I'm going to break out the Mountain Dew. Happy 3 years, baby!
They won't sponsor us. I tried. I emailed them and I was like, hey, like, just send me a t-shirt or something. I was like, I need that gamer fuel, baby. I need it.
Give me that G Fuel.
No, not G Fuel.
Oh,
Mountain
no, that's
Dew.
a different thing.
That's the real gamer. That's another bit I'm doing. I'm also emailing G Fuel.
Wait, didn't they just do like a big old Resident Evil thing?
They did. They did Venom and stuff like that. And like, I've been talking to their team, but we'll figure it
G
out.
Fuel, baby. Come
All
on.
right, come on, give us
Come
the stuff.
All right, happy 3 years.
God bless.
Adios.
Just a big precautions.